Unpack the market movements now with David Shapiro from Sasfin Securities. Thank you for joining us, David. Let's start with the overall markets. What is the feeling in the US, where you are at the moment, about a likely global recession?
Very strong, but don't panic. We said the same thing in early January, and we know that U.S. markets have done very well. In fact, I think this has been a record performance by the Nasdaq because of the influence of tech shares in the Nasdaq index. So that's been record. But even the broad S&P is up, I don't know, 10, 12, 13%, which compares with the JSE at about 1.5%, largely because the JSE has had commodity shares which have been under pressure. But to be fair, most commentators are still cautious about what lies ahead, saying that, we know that there's going to be further increases in rates and that. But from my point of view, it's already built in. But generally, people are very cautious. But don't bank on that. I'm still optimistic that we'll end up even from higher than we are at the moment. And that would include the JSE as well. So yeah, it is half year end, and we now have to, once again go through all these forecasts. So,
but meanwhile, the
markets are okay. Markets are fine.
Markets are okay, markets are fine. Let that be the message. Let's talk about the rand. It continues with its volatile moves. Just when we thought we had recovered all the losses from early June, it started falling again, but it strengthened today again.
And a lot of that has to do with the message that came out last week from Jerome Powell, that there are going to be more further rate hikes. And you've got a similar message coming out of Europe and of course out of UK. So as long as rates on those international markets are likely to go, it's going to attract money towards the stronger currencies. And I think that's why the rand went off. So once again, I'm saying don't panic yet. I'm still of the view that we're going to have better markets in the second half, particularly in the next few months, and that the rand will end a lot higher than it is at the moment. Higher meaning stronger than it is at the moment. I'm in the 1750 camp. So bank on that. I think commodities have come under pressure, and it's been another reason why the rand has been under pressure. And of course, remember, we had the whole 36 hours of uncertainty in Russia. We're still uncertain, but which has also influenced the market, or the currency markets.
Let's get to our local market. PPC released their results today, and they are optimistic about their future in Southern Africa. And we will be speaking to the CEO of PPC in the next hour. But what do you make of PPC's results? This company is a bellwether of sorts of our infrastructure drive, and they are complaining that there is no drive for infrastructure in the country.
And they're absolutely right. Remember, this is a company that's been around for over 100 years. I think it's next to DRD, Durban Roodepoort Deep, as we used to know it. I think this is one of the oldest or longest listings on the JSE. They've survived 100 years. I still think they're going to survive, but of course they need spending, and we haven't seen that spending at the moment. Most of the spending that we're seeing from an infrastructural point of view, or from that area, is going on renewable. So you're seeing companies like Reunert and Invicta and Hudaco benefit, but it hasn't come down to pure building projects like in which PPC would be involved. So I think the CEO, I know you're going to talk to Roland, is he's optimistic that this will take place, and it has to take place. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because without that infrastructure spending, I think we're just going to go, the economy will just fall apart even further. So it's inevitable that this spending will happen. So he's right to be optimistic.
Thank you so much. That was David Shapiro from Sasfin Securities. That's all from the Money Desk for now. Back to you, William.